How's it? What we're going to do today is create one of the parts of the CD. So you have your label, and then if you lift it off, you have this area right here. And so if you also notice, you have this circle thing here. So you want to create a creative design and make sure you keep in mind that there's going to be a circle there. Take your vector, highlight it all, Command A, and then Command G to group it. And then what you're going to do is Command C to copy, and then Command N as in Nancy. We're going to create a new document. What you're going to do is call this your user ID, and then see, we're going to use centimeters, and the width we're going to use is 15, and height we're going to use is 12, and then go ahead and try bleed it 1 centimeter. Hit OK. Alright, so if you notice the red line, that's the bleed. That's if you have any designs, it's best to go to that line just so it bleeds over, so when you cut it, it won't show white when you print it. So you kind of want to see where your circle is. What I'm going to do is create a rectangle over this, and what I'm going to do is you'll see where there's a dot in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to change it to a circle. Okay, and I'll put a circle right about where that dot is. Okay, just so I can know where that is about, and that's just going to be a guide for now. So I'm going to hit Command 2 to lock that layer so it's frozen, and then right now I have my square still up. I'm going to fill that with my pattern. You should have made a pattern with your color scheme. So go ahead and bring that up. I'm just going to use a pattern right now what I have here. Okay, and now I'm going to lock that background layer, Command 2 to lock, and Command V, you should still have that available to paste for your vector. And I'm going to hold down the Shift key while transforming it from the corner, and I'm going to put a little bit off center. You don't want to, I guess you could if you want to, put in the center right on your nose. That's fine if that's what you want. You can put it on the side like this. I'm going to put mine over here, but what we're going to be doing is creating a line to put produced by and then your name. So I'll just put it there for now. I can change it later. But what I'm going to do is with the B for brush tool, okay, I'm just going to draw like a curved line that comes down through here. And then I'm going to change my style, and you can change any brush you want. I kind of like this brush though, so I'm going to use this brush. So I'm going to select that line path and change it to that, and then I'm going to make it pretty big, but not that big. Again, you can choose whatever brush you want to use for that, but basically we're just going to be putting our name in here. And you can edit this brush. You can hit A on the keyboard, and then you can turn your curve over if it's too curved. You don't want it too curved because we're going to put produced by right on that line right there. So I'm going to put it kind of like that. Now, you want a contrasting color from your background. If your background is mostly white, then you might want to be black. If it's mostly, or vice versa. Mine's neutral, so I can choose either white or black. I'm going to choose white. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create an outline of our vector around this, so it kind of separates from the background. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, make it a little bit smaller. And again, you can totally choose how big you want to put yours and where. I'm going to hit Command C and Command F. What I just did was made a duplicate copy and placed it right over the top of that. Then I'm going to go in here and select white for fill it in. Notice you'll see it's a little bit, everything's white. Now I'm going to hold on the Shift key. I'm going to resize it a little bit bigger. Or you can go to your scale, okay, and change it from the scale. And you can change the scale. So what I'm going to do now is Command left bracket to put it behind your image. So now you'll see there's a white outline. And again, you can take your image and position it over and resize it so it looks really good. Now I'm ready to put my text on. I'm going to take my brush tool again, B, and I'm going to kind of trace along this path because I'll be, and again, you can do it with the brush tool or you could do it with the pen tool to do that. think it might be a little bit easier if I do a pen tool and then choose a contrasting color and use black and then click here and there. Now I'm going to use the text tool and type on the path, click on that path that I just made, and I'm going to type in produced by. And with produced by, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so it's legible and it fills in most of that space. You can also go into your type and character, Command T, and you can change like the kerning to make it a little bit more spread out if you want, like that. And choose the font. Nothing too crazy. Try to choose a font that will blend well with your scheme. And again, you can change this stroke just by hitting A and then clicking here, and you can adjust and move it according to how you want it. So I kind of like that. So now produced by, and then in this area here, you're going to be putting your signature. So you can use the brush tool to do that. The mouse is kind of hard. If you have a trackpad, that's easy, or I have a bamboo tablet that you could actually write your signature. So try to make it legible though. Make sure that it can be easily seen and recognized. So if you notice this, you shouldn't just do like that. You can't really see what it is. We really want to know who you are and who produced it. Okay. Now something to keep in mind though is we need to have our guides up. Now with your rulers out here, you're going to click on the left side ruler and drag it out and do it right to the third mark. Now if you notice the label, it kind of curves up on the edges, so we need to make those two edges here on the sides here. So what you're going to do is click on the Command R to get your rulers up here, click and drag a guide out, and then you'll have the guide on the side here. Now you want to put your guide right about the third tick mark right there. And you'll want to do the same thing for the other side, but the third tick mark. And that signifies where your guides will be. And again, you want to kind of overlap your design. So I'm going to hit, so notice how P, as in produces, kind of leads into there. So I would want to move that over so it doesn't get in the way of that by any means. And then I might want to move this down and path it up. Now what I'm going to do is object unlock all, or Command Shift 2, so now everything's unlocked. And I'm going to take my pattern and I'm going to stretch it, V as in Victor, stretch it to cover that red. And you might want to zoom in just to make sure that you reach the edge of the red. Okay, and again, that's just so that when you print, it overlaps, and you'll cut on the black right there. Okay. Yeah, so this is what it'll look like when we're done. So if you want to keep that circle there, you can. Otherwise, we're kind of done with that, so you can delete it as well. And then when you export, also click on the artboards link. So you'll notice it's right there. So I'm good. So file, export, and make sure you have use artboards, and you can stretch it out if you need to. And then you're gonna save it as a JPEG full quality, and then you're done.